Well, hey, everybody. It is Wednesday, and that means it is finally Wine About It Wednesday again in the Organizing Lounge. Today is the 14th of July, and we've gone a few weeks without having a live version of Wine About It Wednesday. We had the Ready, Set, Organize event, and that went for 2 Wednesdays. And then last week, I gave y'all a super cool replay of the paper training from the Ready, Set, Organize event because I know how much everybody really, really loves and wants that training. So hopefully you were able to catch that since I released it again. Welcome, everybody. Let me see. Hey, Krista, how are you? How are you? All right, tonight we are going to be whining about something that I think a lot of people struggle with when it comes to organizing. First of all, I want to introduce myself because I know that we have a lot of people here in the lounge that have not come to Wine About It Wednesday yet. And so if this is your first time watching Wine About It Wednesday, welcome. And I know that some of you here have been and have come a lot, and I appreciate you so much. All right, my name is Melinda Wieland. I am a professional organizer and I live in Austin, Texas. I created the Organizing Lounge to create a judgment-free zone for people to hang out, talk organizing, learn about organizing, and be able to just really get through their struggles, right? And that's what I created Wine About It Wednesday for. It's so that we can whine about our organizing struggles. And I just happen to like wine. It's just a little pastime of mine. Give me some wine and hanging out with my friends, and I'm super happy. That's all I need. All right, so let's get to it. Hello. All right, so tonight we're going to be talking about time. During the Ready, Set, Organize event, I asked in the group, what is it that's keeping you from getting organized? And the majority of the answers were time. I need more time. I need a magic wand. Let me get, where can I find time? And so there's a few things that I'm going to talk about tonight. I'm going to be giving you 7 different ways that you can utilize, 7 different tools that you can utilize to find time, to finally get some stuff done, right? And then I'm also going to just talk about what it is with time, why we think we don't have it, okay? So first of all, we all have the same amount of time. We all have 24 hours in a day. We're all given the same amount of time. So it's not the amount of time we have. It is what we do with our time, how we use it. Now, granted, some people have 5 children, and that takes way more time than the person that doesn't have children, or that has 1 child, or that has children that are not in the home anymore, right? So everybody's time is different in terms of what they need to do with it. Some people have 3 jobs. Some people have 1 job that just works them all the time. But here is the flat out truth. I'm just going to be completely honest. The only way to get time, to find time to declutter and to organize and to get on top of your stuff is to make the time. That's the little secret. And that's the only thing that you can do to find the time. And so when somebody says, and trust me, I do this all the time. I constantly am thinking, I have so much to do. I don't have time to do this. And it's really difficult work, but trying to be honest with yourself and saying, I have time. I'm not allowing myself the time. I'm not giving myself the time to do that. I caught myself the other day. I was speaking to somebody and I said, I didn't have, and I caught myself and I said, I didn't give myself the time. I didn't make the time to do it. And really, that's what it all comes down to. We have the power to create the time we need for something, because where there's a will, there's a way. If you want to go on a vacation and you're just bound and determined to go on that vacation, you're going to figure out a way to get there, right? You're going to figure out a way to save the money, or you're just going to, just do it and have everything fall into place. And that's kind of what has to happen when it comes to decluttering. You have to just do it. Just do it. Be like Nike and do it. Okay. That's the only way we can get stuff done is to do it. You have to spend the time. I talked about this during the Ready, Set, Organize event. You have to spend time to do something in order for it to be done, period. Okay, so that aside, now let's dive into 7 things that you can do, 7 tools that I can give you in order to create some more time. And it might be more than 7. I'm just going to go through some things and I'm going to pop some other stuff in it. So the very first thing that I have people do when they come into the organizing lab is to do the Conquer Your Calendar planning that I have. It's a 6 step process to go through your complete calendar so that you can figure out every single thing that you need to do. And the reason why I do that, hey, Julie, the reason why I do that is because it's very important for you to know what you have on your plate, to know where you spend your time, to know what is already implanted in your calendar and can't be moved. You know, we have things that are already taking up our time that we don't pay attention to. Travel time, appointments that are consistent every week or every month. You know, if your kids have sports, if you have, like a physical training that you have to go to, every single week because you broke something and you have to go to physical therapy. You know, there's lots of different things that you have every single week or every month or even every 6 months that are already implanted in your calendar. And if you just have those up here and you don't have it laid out, then you're not going to be able to find any extra time to do other things, AKA decluttering and organizing, right? So that's the very first thing that I have people do. And that is why it's so important to get on top of your time. I myself struggle. I have struggled with time, with time management, with task management, with finding time. Y'all know, and if you don't, I am a recovering procrastinator and perfectionist. That lends very well to not being able to find time, because if you can't do it perfectly, then you're not going to do it. Or you just wait to do it, right? We procrastinate for lots of different reasons. So if you are a procrastinator and or a perfectionist, that's something to be aware of so that you can give yourself a little bit more tough love when it comes to time, because we really do need that. And I'm a big proponent of accountability. Most of you know that. So accountability, accountability, accountability. And we had a perfect example of that in the lab this week. And it is just amazing how somebody can just put something out there and say, I can't get this done. And then, 5 people say, you can do this, or, you've got this, or it's okay, I'm going through the same thing. And then boom, something gets done. And so I cannot stress enough how much accountability will help. And that's not even one of the 7 things that I was going to tell you tonight. So first things first, accountability. Hey, Trish, how are you? Hello, hello. You know what? You guys are seeing me. You ladies are all here. You're commenting. So I'm sure I'm in the group. I didn't do my quick group check. And so y'all have to let me know if I'm pausing or anything like that. So, hey, Mary Fran. Hi, Robin. Yeah, I couldn't see your names over here. So hello, hello. And so this is very random, but I got this shirt. It says, I got this. I got this yesterday and I wore it today because I was really, really tired. Couldn't get up, didn't want to get up, needed to do my things. And I put this shirt on today and it made me happy. And, I needed it this morning during our laser training in the lab. Somebody needed a little pick me up. And I said, hey, go get a shirt that says this. It'll make you feel better. And we walked through stuff to get her moving. But I got this. You got this. You can find some time. Where there is a will, there is a way. And that's why I get physical organizing clients, or I get people in the lab because people come to a breaking point where it is, I need to just do this. I need to just do it. I'm going to do it. And so they make the leap into the program or into getting one-on-one coaching or physical help because it's just like, I just need to get this done. Okay. And having somebody there, whether it's skin in the game, paying money to be in a program or having somebody be there with you, that will give you a little bit of an edge. And then you will just find the time because you need to, right? Okay. So let me get into the 7 things now that I've gone on and on and on. Hey, Jen, how are you? Okay. So first thing, task management. And you say, okay, task management, all of my to-dos, how does that find me time? If you can find a really good system to manage your tasks, you are going to be more productive, and that will equal more time. Okay. So being more productive can mean a few different things. It can mean getting a lot done. And it can also mean being productive in terms of I'm getting the things I need to get done in a timely manner, and therefore I have other time that I can use for other things. Okay, so task management is really important, just like time management is, which is all the things we're talking about tonight for time management. In addition to your calendar, being able to take care of your tasks is a huge thing. So if you've got a list on your kitchen counter, a list on your desk, some Post-it notes on your computer, a notepad in your purse, and a notebook that you carry around the house with you that have to-dos on them, that is not going to make you productive. That is going to take you more time because it's still going to be up here and in all of those places. And that takes more energy. It takes more brain power. And therefore, you're not going to be able to find more time. So if you can't find time, work on your calendar, number 1. Number 2, figure out a way to manage your tasks. I have a super cool way that I teach people in the organizing lab about doing their task management. And I mentioned it in one of the Wine About It Wednesdays. It's called a memory map. And there's lots of different ways you can do it. You can do it on paper. You can do it in Trello. But it's a way of getting all your to-dos put down and getting those taken care of. So task management, get on top of that. If you're a planner person, get a planner, but really use it. Don't just buy it because it's pretty and then not use it. Use your planner. Put your tasks not only in your planner, but in your calendar, right? Don't have them in all different places. Have them all in one place. Get them all out of your brain and down on something so that you can use that brain power to be productive and therefore find more time. Okay. So work on your calendar and work on your task management. Okay. The second one of the 7 is goal setting. Now, how can goal setting help you find time? Well, just like I mentioned with a vacation, for example, right? Hey, Karen, how are you? With a vacation, if you've got a vacation planned, that is a goal. And so you set that goal, and now you've got to do whatever you need to do to get on that vacation. You have to book the flights. You have to book the place where you're going to stay, or talk to your family. If you're staying with your family, you have to, figure out how you're going to take off work or what you're going to do with your pets, and all of that stuff, right, goes into the vacation. But you have that goal of a vacation. So therefore, that makes you do all of these other things. Regardless if you have time, you find the time to do it, right? So goal setting is really helpful. If you have, and I should also say specific goals when it comes to organizing, because if you say, okay, I want my whole house organized, that's an amazing goal, but that is a goal that is this big, right? And you want to have goals that you can actually achieve, goals that you can reach, and have wins so that you can get to that big goal. So having a goal of, I want my whole house organized, is awesome, but be more specific and bring it in. Break it down into smaller goals. I want to be able to walk into my entryway and have it be clear so that when somebody comes in my house, it looks clean. Then that means you're starting with your entryway, right? That's a smaller goal. And you can even break it down to, even further. I'm going to work on this furniture piece in the entryway. Okay. So goals are very important, and they can give you that thing that makes you find the time. I've gone through, I can't remember all the different Wine About It Wednesdays, but I've talked a lot about motivation, momentum, all that kind of stuff. And the thing that comes to mind with goal setting is a fear factor. I've talked about this before, where when you're trying to set a goal and it doesn't really work for you, input a fear factor, and that will help you achieve it. So with a vacation, for example, if you have the vacation and you've already booked your flight, you got to find a place to stay, right? So that's kind of that's a form of a fear factor, because you have to figure out where you're going to stay when you get there. You already paid for the flight. You can't go back on that. So you have to find a place to stay. Right? That's a type of fear factor. If you're trying to get your entryway decluttered and organized, then, invite somebody over, have a party, make it a game with a friend where you're competing to see who can get it done faster, put some skin in the game. So having goals and breaking them down is another way of finding time. When you have that thing that you want to achieve, and it's small enough to give you a win, that will help you find time. Okay. Even though you think it's like, well, I don't have time to do that. You have time if you want it done. Guaranteed, you have time if you want it done. Number 3, time blocking. So this goes with the calendar planning that I talked about at the beginning. If you don't know what time blocking is, I may or may not next week, I may do a time blocking specific episode of Wine About It Wednesday, and I know that I have talked about it before. Time blocking is basically blocking bits of time on your calendar to do specific things. So if you are putting your tasks down, blocking those on your calendar is going to give you the time to do those, and then it's going to let you see what other time you have on your calendar to fit in organizing time. A lot of people will say, I'm going to organize 30 minutes every single day, or I'm going to declutter 30 minutes every single day. But if you don't block that time in your calendar, you're not going to do it. It's easy to say it, but you have to get yourself to put that on the calendar and to do it. So time blocking is literally blocking out little bits of time for whatever tasks it is that you're trying to accomplish. It's keeping in mind all of the things that go along with that. So if you are going to declutter your whole pantry, for an example, you don't want to say, oh, I'm going to spend 15 minutes decluttering my pantry tomorrow. It's not going to get done in 15 minutes. You really need to sit and think about how much time it's going to take in order to do something, and then really be realistic with that time and build it in. If you have a doctor's appointment, if you block just 1 to 2, you're not allowing for drive time. And then all of a sudden you're rushing around, right? So time blocking can help you find extra time. Okay. All right. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to workflow. So this is more for the entrepreneur mompreneurs in the group. I know we have a lot of them, and I myself am one as well. So workflow is a way to save time and to find time. And what do I mean by workflow? So that is basically, it could be creating a routine. It could be, and pretty much it's It's most like a routine. So having a workflow, something that you do to start and move through it and finish. Okay. If you have that more on an autopilot thing, then you're going to get it done more efficiently. So let's say in the morning you come in, you sit down, you go through your emails for 15 minutes, and then you check your Facebook messages for 10 minutes, and then you do whatever else it is that you have to do before you start doing other work for the day. That would be considered a routine, but it's also a workflow because you're starting with one thing and you're moving through and you're finishing it. So that can be used with time blocking and your calendar planning and your task management. See how all of these things kind of go together. But if you think about them individually, they can be used as little tools to pull out, to use, every once in a while if you don't want to use them all the time, or to implement, each one of them over time. Because if you try to do all of these at once, then it's just going to be a mess and it's not going to work. So you have to, if you're going to try time blocking, try the time blocking and get used to it, and then start creating a workflow. All right. And workflow doesn't have to be for people that have a paid job, right? All moms have a job. So you can create a workflow as a mom without being a mompreneur. You can make a workflow of, doing all of your tasks that you need to do during the day or during the morning or during the evening, right? Okay. So number 5, calendar consistency. So I talked about how important it is to take care of your calendar and all the things that we're talking about. But if you're not consistent with it, it's not going to work. If you've been part of the Ready, Set, Organize event, you know that one of the 3 things that you need to have in order to get and stay organized, you need to have consistency. And that is the same thing with finding time. If you are not consistent with your calendar, you are going to lose time. And this happened to me when I started having a calendar link on my website and a calendar link that I give out. That means people can just automatically book their time on my calendar whenever it's open. Well, if I have, like I mentioned, a doctor's appointment from 1 to 2, if I just put doctor's appointment 1 to 2, then that means somebody can book right up to 1 o'clock. And then what happens? I don't have time to finish up speaking to them and driving to my appointment. And that was a really big kind of struggle and learning experience that I had where I needed to be more consistent with my calendar. And so now I have done this for a very long time. I build in all of the time it takes to do the things around what I'm doing. So if I have to run errands, if I have to go to Costco and Target, I'm going to build in the driving time in between the 2 places that I'm going and to it and from it. And then that builds in that whole 3-hour time span rather than just an hour. And same with clients that I go to, with doctor's appointments, all of that, build in that drive time and even build in a buffer for getting out the door, because you all know that it takes time, especially if you have kids. You have that, okay, it's time to get in the car, and everybody says, yeah, I'm ready, but then they have to go to the bathroom and then they can't find their shoes and all those things, right? So you have to build in that time. And if you're not consistent with that, because that's what we're talking about with this point, it's going to set you back and you're going to lose time. So being consistent with building that in over and over and over again, being consistent with actually using the calendar for all the things that you do, that is going to help you. You don't have to do it online. You don't have to do it on a Google Calendar or an iCalendar or whatever it is, Outlook calendar. You can do it in a planner or however you want, but being consistent with that. Because if you do it some on your planner and some online and you're not syncing those 2 together, it's going to cost you time instead of gaining you time. Okay. Hi, Rusty. All right, let's see. How many have we done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so the next one is batching. And I was just talking to a girlfriend about this last night. It is so helpful to batch things. And what do I mean by batching? That is when you do like tasks all together at the same time. So just like when you are categorizing, when you're working on your organizing and you're putting like with like, you're putting all the rulers together and all the, all the office supplies, and you're putting your like with like together, or you're putting all of your sweaters and all of your sweatshirts and all your pants. It's the same thing with tasks. So when you're working on your task management, if you can build into your calendar a batching of your tasks, you're going to be more efficient with your time. Here's an example. If you have errands to run this week, you have to go to the grocery store. You have to go to the mall to pick up a gift. You have to go to the post office. You have these different things, right? If you don't build it in your calendar, you will go one day and you will go to the grocery store. But then you'll drive home because you don't have enough time to do other things. And then you'll go out again and you'll go to the mailbox and you'll come home. And then you'll go out again and you'll go to the mall. So if you batch your errands together, you're saving the drive time of coming home each time and going back out, and you're getting it done more efficiently. So that's just an example, right, of batching. It could be if you have bills to pay and phone calls to make and some letters to write and all that kind of thing. Maybe that's the kind of stuff that you do at your desk. And if you don't do those things all together, you're making a call here, you're making a call here, and then you have to walk in the office and find some stuff, and then you go do something else, and you come back, and then you sit down to pay bills, and then you get up. If you block time to batch that, you can sit down and say, okay, I'm going to bust out my calls, I'm going to pay these bills, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to write these letters or whatever it is. Boom. And you do them all together, rather than spreading them out and doing all different things. So batching takes out all of the wasted from place to place thing, rather than walking from room to room or driving from place to place, or your mind bouncing from one thing to another, because multitasking doesn't work for us. If you batch, you can concentrate more on what you're doing and you can get it done more efficiently. So that's going to find you more time. All right. Okay. So the last thing that I want to talk about is delegating and automating. And so this can be so many different things. You know what delegating means. That means passing off a task to someone else. So if you have so much to do that you don't have time to do something, passing tasks on to other people, asking for help is going to free up some time. So if you have children that are old enough to help you around the house, have them do some of the chores, have them start doing their laundry or start cleaning things. If you have a spouse that can help you because you're both working, split up the tasks. Things like that can help you relieve all of the things that you have to do. And if you don't, like if you're all by yourself, if you're a single mom and you have kids and it's just you, then delegating to your children to have them help you, or asking for outside help from a parent or from a sitter, right? So delegating things is going to be extremely helpful to help you find time. Now, the automate part is if you're on the computer a lot or you are on your phone a lot doing digital things. So automation is if you are like a calendar program, for example, having a calendar program where you can just give somebody a link where they go and they can figure out the time that they want, and they just automatically say, oh, okay, they have this time available, and they click it. That is way more efficient than being on the phone with somebody and saying, okay, well, I'm available on Tuesday. Are you available on Tuesday? Oh, no, you're not. You're available on Thursday. Well, I can't do Thursday, but X. And then if you're doing that through email, you're going back and forth and back and forth. When do you have time? When do you have time? Calendar links are super great for that. And that's more for somebody that is doing more paid work related stuff, right? But that is just an example. So automating stuff, having automatic bill pay, that can help you save time paying your bills. So that's an example as well. Yeah. So Rusty says emptying the dishwasher, creating stacks. That's the most perfect, simple example of that, right? You put them in stacks, and then you're just taking all of these things and you're putting them into the plate cabinet, all of these and putting them into the cup cabinet, rather than plate, cup, silverware, plate, cup. Exactly. That is the perfect small example of that. Yes, Tanya. So there's a Calendly. I use Dubsado for mine. You're in the lab, so we can talk about this more in detail if you want some suggestions. I'm trying to think of the other one that I use. I can't think of it right now, but there's lots of different types of programs that you can use for calendar links, and that is so helpful for time, right? Okay, so there was more than 7, but that's all the tools that I have for you to help you find time. Let's go back to the beginning. All right. Going back to the beginning, doing your calendar. Remember, going over your calendar, everything, not just this week, having it be for the next 6 months, 4 months, even the whole year, having an idea of what you have on your calendar, and then also your task management, your goal setting, time blocking, creating workflows, having consistency with your calendar, doing batching, and then delegating and automating. So that is all that I have for you this evening. Thank you so much for joining me tonight for Wine About It Wednesday. It's great to come back because I haven't been doing this for a few weeks, and I will be back here next week on Wednesday, same time, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. I wanted to tell you about the Ultimate Decluttering Deep Dive Masterclass that I had. It was live about a month or so ago, and I now have it available for everybody to purchase. It is the full 3-hour training. It's 2 hours of training and an hour of people asking questions, the Q&A at the end, and it's all of the goodies. It's a Freedom in 15 decluttering challenge. You get all 15 of the videos and the comprehensive PDF that goes with it, and you have lifetime access to all of that. You get the sort method and the Ultimate Decluttering Guide, which walks you through each room of the house with what to declutter and how to declutter. And so if you want that, I can give you all the link. And that is all that I have for you this evening. Okay. All right. Thank you, Mary Fran. It was fun, right? So I'm going to be doing it live again, but I have that for you so that you can grab it and still take advantage of it. It's great. It's so great. 3 hours of organizing greatness, right? All right. So I will see you next week, same time, same place. Have a good rest of your day or evening, wherever you are, and I will see you in the group. All right. Bye for now.